Hello, welcome. Today I will be making a tutorial on pollution and how to build scrubbers. So, to start things off, I built here a diesel generator setup, you can see. To just play around with the diesel generators, I never really used them, I think they are pretty cool. And also to make some pollution. So, to get scrubbers, button, here you go to research. Here you have scrubber. It costs 21,000 research points and it gives you the scrubber in tier 3. When you placed it, it cost 30,000. You place it and you see it needs what here power and here water. So what you do? You go to tier 1, you get water pump, you place water pump, connect it, and that will be working scrubber when you connect it to power. Here I will show it quickly. I will place a turbine here, like that, and it will work. It takes water and it produces residues, but that's not very efficient. So that's the one way you can make it, but there are far more efficient ways. I will show you two ways that I use. So we will do that. Here, when you go to the scrubber, you can see it says if you use a filtered water, it removes 10% more pollution, and if you use distilled water, it removes 19% more pollution. So first I will show you the design for filtered water. So filtered water we make using a water filter here, filtration plant. And now let's place it here. Most of the time I just use water pumps too, but if you use the normal one, the first one here, water pump one, it's okay too. Just you need more of them because they produce less water. So you get water pumps here. I don't know, let's place 4. You connect them. Okay. Now, when you have that connected, you need to look to filtration plant and here, recipes. And you can see it produces 3 filtered water units per 2 seconds and it needs 4 water. So probably the 4 water pumps is far too much, but yeah. One could work also, like that. You just need one, I think, because the water pump produces 36 units of water per 6 seconds. So yeah, that will work. And the filtration plant produces 3 units of filtered water. And then we go to scrubbers and we click again the book for recipes. And you can see it uses 2 units of filtered water per 4 seconds and produce 4 residues. So that means one filtration plant can't support very much scrubbers, but it will work also. So you place a scrubber like that. Let's say we can support 2 scrubbers with one filtration plant. Then we connect them. We'll also need a fluid intersection here to get out these residues. That. this out. Here. Making sure everything is connected. Then you have 3 ways to deal with residues. First way is you just dump them into the ground, but that's not recommended because it's just pollution in liquid form. So that's no, you don't use the liquid dumper or burner because this will just make more pollution and you are basically in a loop. The second way, my favorite, is you can get any of the liquid storages. There are 3. The small, the medium and the large one, the golden, is the best, but it's very expensive. We will just use the medium one for the tutorial, and you just store them in a container. So that's the most logical way to just deal with residues. The only downside of this is if you use the medium one or the small one, you have to look sometimes at the numbers here, so you know if the storage is full, you need to just delete it and replace it, and the residues will be just magically deleted and won't cause any pollution. That's why most of the time I just use the golden one when I get advanced techniques and just make more money, because it's just having, let's say that it's just infinite capacity right there. And the third way to deal with residues are liquid tracks. You can connect them and export the residues, but that will cost money. So if you have a lot of money, okay, you can do that, but most of the time you will just probably store them because it don't cost you anything, unless you play the challenge modes. I think in the hard challenge, in the world creation, you can choose challenges, and in the hard challenge, I think, when there are stored residues and you delete them from the liquid silo, they will cause pollution. So the residue storing technique only works if you play without a challenge mode. So just remember that. Okay, now let's connect this to power and show you how this works. We will take a quick power line here. Okay, here is power. Here also the filtration plant is working, and here the scrubbers are working. So they just take water in here and give out residue and delete pollution. Also, there is one more scrubber variant, the tree scrubber. I don't know if it's available for everyone, because I think it was from an event, but I don't remember. But I don't remember that it was normally here. I had to unlock it. So if you played for some time and you remember that you unlocked it for an event, I think it was obtainable in the winter event last year. So yeah, if you have it, cool, you can use it. It's basically just a cheaper version of the normal one, and it's a bit more efficient with just normal water. So this will work. It will produce the residues. Here you can see, produce them pretty fast. You will also get faster when you have more scrubbers. So you just have to look at the numbers to keep it track. So the entire system just won't clog out and stop working. So that was the first setup. Here you can see. It's pretty small, you can get it pretty big if you want. So it's work fine. If you don't produce a lot of pollution, you can use the water filtration plant. And also it's pretty cheap. Now we'll use my second setup of scrubbers that will be using the atmospheric distillation plant. It's pretty expensive, so use it only when you have a lot of money, but also it's very efficient because here you can produce distilled water, a lot of distilled water, and also concentrated salt solution that you can sell or use in other things. So it also gives you a bit of profit. So we will place this big thing here, connect water pumps to it. Make sure everything is connected. Okay. Now you need to look at this first or two outputs. This one outputs the concentrated salt solution. So I will just dump it into the ground because it's do almost nothing to the pollution. But you can either sell it or use it somewhere because it's usable for some things. And the second thing you get from here is the distilled water that we want, because it's give 19% boost to efficiency for the scrubbers. I don't test that out how many scrubbers you can connect to one distillation plant. You can test that out, you can experiment with this. I will just connect, for example, 6 of them. Then you need power to everything of that. I would recommend using a separate pole for the plant here, for the factory, because it's eat energy like crazy. And then you just get a second pole to connect everything else. Okay, now we connect the pipes. First we'll use the intersections here to get rid of the pollution, for the residues, yes, the residues. And here we don't need one, because the water ends here, so it won't go anywhere. And now we will connect the pipes that will move the distilled water. You also need to always connect the pipes from the intersections manually, because they don't have auto connect, so remember that. you always need to connect them manually, no matter where you place them. They just never connect by themselves. No matter if you place them next to an output or just next to a pipe, they will never connect. You need to do that manually. So now we'll build the silos. I recommend using the golden one for this because this will probably produce a lot of residues. Or as I said, if you have a lot of money, you can just sell them. Or if you have a plastic factory, you can make bottles, plastic bottles, and a bottle of residue costs 0. So you can just get rid of them without any cost. But yeah, I think it's just better to either sell them or store them instead of just building an entire plastic manufactory for just a bottle to get rid of residues without any costs. So, but that's up to you. If you want to build that, you can. Okay, now with this, when this is connected, we take power lines again and connect everything. Here to the scrubbers and to the factory, the distillation plant. Now it will start to produce distilled water and concentrated salt solution, but we only care about the distilled water. Here is distilled water in here. It produces very big amount of distilled water, so I think it can handle far more scrubbers than just 6. But it's just for the tutorial, it's just an example. It's not the limit, remember. Here you can see the pipes are getting filled faster than the scrubbers are using the water. I can show you here, one atmospheric distillation plant produce 136 units of distilled water per 8 seconds and use 200 units of normal water, and the scrubber use just 2 units of distilled water per 4 seconds. So it can handle a lot of scrubbers. And also, if you just want to use the normal setup where you don't use any filtration plant or the distillation tower, a setup that just look like that. Here you connect and here you store the residues. Like that, yes. It's perfectly fine, it will work, just it will be very slow. First time when I didn't knew about the other things and the efficiency of the scrubber, I just used to spam a lot of scrubbers and just fill them with normal water. And from experience, I don't recommend that. It's pretty slow. It's just better to spend a little bit more and just place the filtration plant. It still won't speed up the process like crazy, but it will be better and will save you a bit of time. So that's my personal opinion about this setup of scrubbers. So I think that's everything I can say about pollution right now. So thanks you for watching and have a good day. Yes, good day.